or the girl is tied to the railroad track and the villain is tying her, and then you cut to a locomotive. How did they know that the audience would put the locomotive shot, which is just another shot, and say that girl's in danger? This is the wonderful invention in the language of cinema that they did, aided by this extraordinary human mind that puts these things, and each of you make that work story-wise. So if you don't get to experiment and do outrageous things like that, how can you move forward? How can you discover what the rules of electronic live cinema is? What you have to do is you have to pre-imagine, as you do anyway when you make a movie, the effect that going from this shot to this situation to that shot, and that's why Pixar just spends years drawing storyboards and trying to figure it all out beforehand. So a little bit in live cinema, you have to figure it out beforehand because there are no real sets as such. There are shots. What I learned in my Oklahoma experience, and I want to continue with the next one I'm doing, is that instead of having a scene, okay, here's the drawing room, and the actors are getting drinks and blah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, okay, here's the shot. Put a piece of the liquor bottles in the left on the frame, and make there be a door over there, and there's a window, and let there be light. In other words, I would build the shot out of the frame rather than an existing set that's there. And then go to the next shot, do the same thing, piece it together out of the malleable elements of the actors and the furniture and the tools that I have, so that when you see it cut, it performs like cinema rather than a play that's being covered, you know, or an opera in the movie theater in the afternoon. It's a very different looking effect. It looks like a movie.
You talked earlier about commercial studio filmmaking versus independent filmmaking. It seems to me that you came of age and partly helped to shape an age when that line seemed to blur for a moment. I mean, The Godfather was conceived of in many ways as a commercial film, and yet many people consider it one of the greatest and most innovative films of all time.